Who knows my story pretty well? Who does not know my story? Yeah, my parents raised their hand. That's good. Okay. So most do not. I'll share it really quick, okay? My dad's been in the business almost 35 years as of April the 1st. Will be. He started April 1st of 1990. I was born July 9th of 1990, not to make anybody feel old or young, okay? But I've been in the business my entire life. I remember starting out as an intern in our local insurance office with Mutual Omaha back then, and I go to a recruiting meeting. Anybody remember your first recruiting meeting that you went to where you're going to be recruited, right? Somebody mentioned Usha earlier, right? Like they recruit like crazy, so many people. And I go to this recruiting meeting, and there's about 10 of us in the room, and the manager says, hey, everybody stand up real quick. We're like, okay. He says, now take a look around. He says, now 9 of you sit down. He left 1 person standing, not me. I'm very competitive, so I was a little annoyed by that. Who else is like, I'm a little competitive too. I understand what you're saying. And what he said next is a big reason why we do what we do today. Because he said, he left 1 person standing, and he said, maybe one of you will make it. Out of 10. Now, first of all, I'm like, that's not really positive way to start this whole thing. However, I thought, man, if there's going to be a 1, what do I have to do to be the 1? Like 8% comes from the fact that 92% of insurance agents fell out of the industry. 92% within their first 3 years. Hence 8% Nation. Now, we made a brand after a stat that we're hoping to improve, but the brand is kind of stuck unless we change the name along the way. I don't know. However, I quickly learned I wanted to succeed in this business. So I go to my dad. I said, hey, I feel like I need a target. Like I'm starting to listen to some Brian Tracy and some Zig Ziglar. Some of you guys have listened to them over the years. Incredible human beings. And I'm listening to them and I'm like, I need a goal or a target. Like I don't believe in doing anything without knowing where I'm going. And so he said, you are my son. Without even like stopping or dropping a beat or anything, he said, you are my son. You will make 6 figures your first year. Now at that time, I'm 20 years old. I'm in college, taking 21 credit hours a semester, little Baptist Bible college in Springfield, Missouri. I'm a full-time student athlete, practices, games, tournaments, all those things. And he still had enough belief in me. You're my son, you'll make 6 figures your first year. You're my son, you'll make 6 figures your first year. You're my son, you'll make 6 figures your first year. I'm like, really? I mean, who else like doubted a little bit of what was possible initially, early on? Maybe you weren't doing so well. Maybe other people were like, hey, you're gonna wake up and be a millionaire. It's like, yeah, it's not quite how it works, whether you get recruited that way or not. However, he had so much belief in me that it raised my belief in me. We need other people in our life that consistently believe in us and when maybe we're down or we don't believe in ourselves, they can lift us up, right? You always hear your network's your net worth. That's why that is so powerful. And so I started to believe maybe I can make 6 figures. And so I remember writing down, I will earn $100,000 my first year in the insurance business at 20 years old. I dated it, I signed it, my dad signed it, and we hung it up in the wall of my cubicle. And then every day I went out to make that a reality. I would have tough days. People would stand at the door in my face or give me objections or not buy for me, or I would go 0 for 9 or nobody would show up. And I would walk back in, you're gonna make 6 figures this year. You're gonna make 6 figures this year. You're gonna make 6 figures this year. I remember writing it down on Post-it notes by my speedometer. I remember writing it on my dorm room mirror. I remember writing it by my nightstand twice a day. You will earn 6 figures your first year. You will earn 6 figures your first year. You will earn 6 figures your first year. And because I was so committed to a target, I see some of you taking notes already. I love that. I was so committed to a target that I went on to make $117,391.13 in my first 8 months at 21 years old, and I fell in love with this business. Now I share that because I believe that if anyone has the right tools and the right belief and they chase a target and they can figure out a way to get in front of people, which is the hardest part in our business. It ain't really the sales skill. It isn't. Like people will be like, oh my gosh, you need this special super ninja sales course and you're going to close everyone. You're like, I'm not running any appointments. How can I close anybody if I'm not talking to anybody? However, over time I sold for years, and then the end of 2015 I started putting out YouTube videos. We just hit 9 years. The end of December was 9 years, over 3,000 videos, right? My friend, was it Yara? My friend Yara was telling me how she just found us in October and she started consuming our content like crazy. She's like, I've probably seen thousands of your videos. I'm like, well, there's still probably thousands more to watch, right? Because I think we've done over 10,000 videos between all social platforms over the last 9 years. I believe we've done more video content than any one single person in our industry in a 9-year period ever. Because I believe that we can help that statistic. I believe we can help people. Like when I first started doing YouTube videos, it was just, okay, I made $2,000 this week. If you do these 5 things, you can do it too. You know, I was just talking to a camera and I would upload it. And my mom and my dad and my sisters and me and like nobody else would watch it. But like, you know, I had like 12 views. It was rocking, just growing like crazy. I mean, we had a grand total. If you're ever interested in building a brand, we had a grand total of 351 total subscribers in my first year. That is terrible, by the way. It's the slowest YouTube growth ever. My buddy Justin Von Migen, dude, he probably had that his first month. But he learned a valuable lesson that I learned a little later. Dude, he hired a YouTube coach to learn and absorb everything they know. Too many people are doing things, having halfway results and not great results, and not figuring out a way to get great results. Because I'm telling you, no matter what you are doing, you can get great results with it. We do these road shows. New Orleans a few years ago, we had 6 people. You know, the few extra chairs we had at the back, that was the event. 6. But guess what? Our team got better at doing this. We got better at running an event. I got better at speaking. We got better at connecting and helping people, and then it's kept growing. We had 320 people buy a ticket for Miami. Like, these things are just exploding because we are doing it to help people no matter who you work with, which is very strange and rare and weird. And it's in an industry where it's almost like cartelish, where it's like you're with that life insurance place and you're with that life insurance place. You are not supposed to be in the same room, so don't tell anybody other than your social media all day, okay? But at the end of the day, we love doing this. Here's what I want you thinking about today. What would you like to learn today? Why are you here? What would you like to get better at? What part of your business would you like to improve? Because I believe in setting my intentions. I don't believe in just floating through the universe and like hoping amazing things happen. Like, I hope they do, but like I believe in this is what I'm going to get good at. This is what I want to learn. I'm going to get in front of the right people and pay whatever I have to make sure I learn it and get good at it.